Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Tshwane family will collect the remains of their 18-year-old daughter, Matlou Seapela, who died in a fire. The family has been waiting for DNA results confirming her identity. Her 16-year-old sister, who also sustained injuries in the fire, died in hospital and was buried in July. The family has expressed frustration and disappointment over the delay in the DNA backlog. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila is in Pretoria and joins us this morning. Good morning, Aviwe. It's honestly a very horrific story that 2 months later, it's only now that they can possibly start preparing to lay their daughter to rest. How has the family been?
Well, it seems a lot has happened, Mfundo, since we spoke to the family just on Sunday, where they were lost. They had nowhere to go in terms of collecting the remains of their 18-year-old daughter, Matlou Seapela. In fact, they were told that DNA results would be out from the minute that she perished in that blaze that engulfed their home back on the 5th of July. And they were told that in 7 days' time, that DNA confirming that it was her would be out. They had to wait for months. They'd been sent from pillar to post. In fact, they ended up not even being attended to by the investigating officer after numerous phone calls just to get an access to the body themselves. But now it seems, after we spoke to them on Sunday, things have changed, and it seems that they've received those DNA results. And in fact, they're at the forensic pathology here in Pretoria now to collect the remains of their 18-year-old daughter, Matlou Seapela. In fact, I want to catch up with the mother now, who just came out from inside to get an understanding of what has happened. Mama, thank you for joining us at eNCA. Mara, rekupa usitshela ukuthi since Sunday, where you didn't know ukuthi wenzakani with your daughter.
Auto Sunday no fetsa bolela Monday re ra ba founela we di ba re founela ba re lo di sharp re tarto sainela ngwana so ma bana re fitlile mo ra khumana ba re fitlile late, so today ba re fithe ka 10 ba tlo re fa yana ni jole ka 10.
Oh, manje kuzokwenzakalani kuzoyenzakalani manje lo you gonna take the body of your daughter?
Re tlo mo tshia re a tsamaya. Re emetse ba ntate ke ba te ba mo tshia re tsamaya.
Mara, before it was difficult to access your daughter for more than 2 months, or create DNA results and how. But what changed? But that changed.
Ya ba re botse selo. Na re leboa fela re khumane ngwana re o moloka weekend.
Also, you'll be laying her to rest on the weekend. How are you feeling? Now you've gotten the remains of 18-year-old Matlou Seapela. Okay, Mfundo, that's the mother of 18-year-old Matlou Seapela. Of course, the daughter, one of her 2 daughters that was burnt extensively in the fire that engulfed their home at the Moy Plus informal settlements back on the 5th of July. She said that after we spoke to them on Sunday, they were told to come then on Monday. In fact, giving confirmation that the DNA results of Matlou were out and they could go ahead with the funeral proceedings. They now are here to sign off and then collect the remains of the 18-year-old, and they're looking to now finally lay her to rest this coming weekend.
I don't know if, Aviwe, you were able to speak to officials around this issue, because it's a long-standing issue around the backlog, and we're now seeing the effects of it when we have to now interact with individuals who are now dealing with such a situation where 2 months after losing their child in such a horrific manner are still waiting to begin their process of closure. What are officials saying continues to be the problem insofar as that backlog is concerned?
Well, numerous attempts to reach the South African Police Service failed from Sunday, but we did get a word from the manager, but not on record, mentioning that backlog of the DNA that has been a hindrance, mentioning that it couldn't even have possibly taken the 7 days that the family was promised. There were post-mortem results that need to be done, a number of hindrances in getting those results. And it is a sad situation where I even had to ask then what happens in the family, given the fact that this happened more than 2 months ago. They need to lay to rest their daughter. One was already laid to rest on the 18th of July after the family couldn't wait any longer for these DNA results, given that initially they wanted to bury both their daughters, 16-year-old Matlou Seapela as well as 18-year-old Matlou Seapela, on the same day. They couldn't. They had to then wait for these DNA results to come back, and that's what they've gotten today. But no clear direction from the officials on why this lengthy period that they had to wait, essentially.
And this would also sort of compromise the administration of justice in other instances, because even matters that are before courts, there's DNA that is needed. And then in this instance, there's a cost implication for the family, because now holding 2 funerals for an incident that took both your children will definitely be heavy on the pocket. But we'll leave it there for now, Aviwe. Hopefully a bit later on we can catch up with you as soon as they finalize all the documentation and signed everything off. That's our reporter, Aviwe Mtila, monitoring that particular story for us.